His lens focused my heart. The lens shattered, but my heart came into focus. It was April 2023, over 2 years ago, and I was 25. A street photographer capturing fleeting moments in Tokyo's neon-lit Shibuya. My camera, a shield against a past that had blurred my trust. My name's Kai, and Tokyo was my frame. Its chaotic pulse and glowing nights, a rebellion against the rural Hokkaido village where I'd hidden my queerness until I came out at 17 in 2015. A ghosting ex had left me shooting alone. His betrayal. In 2020, still lingering like a smudged photo, so I'd sworn off love. Pouring my soul into my shot's angle's light. Tokyo's rhythm. But that night, Shibuya had other plans. Ones that focused my heart into a new image. The Neon Lens Fest was a burst of energy. A flash of light blue neon's pulsing lens. Pink strobes swirling. J-pop and techno beats thumping. Festival goers, hyped in LED scarves and glowing pins. My booth frame vibe was alive. My camera clicking, my short black hair tucked under a cap, my sneakers scuffing as I framed a shot. I was mid-click, the crowd buzzing, when a gallery editor, Riku, tripped. Over my tripod, his portfolio crashing, my lens snapping off. The crowd gasped, the glass cracked, and I snapped. Yo, watch the stand. He turned Riku, maybe 27, his straight brown hair glowing. A loose neon pink vest flashing, his brown eyes wide, flustered, like a spark in the neon haze. I wanted to reframe Hokkaido's scars, yelling, "Keep your focus tight," but his eyes caught me, warm under the neon, my heart sharpening like a perfect aperture. "My bad," he said, scrambling to grab his portfolio, his voice smooth, a Tokyo lilt cutting. Through the murmurs, his fingers brushing mine on the lens, a jolt igniting my skin. I checked the broken glass, light distorted, and Riku leaned in, his cologne sandalwood, ink mixing with the festival's electric air. "I'm Riku," he said, dusting his vest, his grin shy but electric. "Editor, saw your shots on Insta." My cheeks burned, Hokkaido's walls trembling. But his vibe felt too much like my ex's charm, too risky to develop. My ex had been a photographer too. All flashes until he ghosted me in 2020, leaving me to shoot alone in Hokkaido's dim fields. My trust overexposed. I pocketed the shard, but Riku lingered, his eyes tracing mine, like he saw the art beyond my cap. "Let me make it up," he said, offering to curate my next exhibit. The crowd hyping as I reset my tripod. The neon pulsed Shibuya's energy, urging me to adjust. But I deflected. "I'm good," I said, voice sharp, checking my camera. Riku's laugh bright, warm cut through, his hand grazing my wrist, a spark I couldn't crop. "Check my gallery," he said, nodding to his booth, his eyes daring. "Or you two stuck in your frame?" I wanted to stay in my booth, but Riku's grin pulled me to his setup. The neon flaring blue, pink, green-ass techno beats thumped louder. His gallery booth was vibrant prints, flashing urban art. His TikTok clips trending with exhibit tours, the crowd buzzing. My pulse raced, Hokkaido's ghosts fading, Tokyo's heat urging me to click. But mid-pitch, a display wobbled, Riku stumbling toward the booth edge. I lunged, grabbing his arm, pulling him back, our eyes locking, his breath hot against my cheek. "Nice save," he gasped, his grin electric, his hair brushing my jaw. My heart surged, but doubt clung. Was he real, or just another Shibuya flash, ready to ghost like my ex? I pulled back, the neon blurring as I retreated to my camera. Shibuya's rhythm syncing with my fear. "Thanks for the catch," Riku called. Following me, his vest open, his eyes softer now. Less flash, more real. "Stay," he said, voice low, a plea in his Tokyo lilt. The festival buzzed, neon glowing brighter. City hum pulsing nearby, and I knew this wasn't just a broken lens. This was Tokyo, focusing me into an image I wasn't ready for, but couldn't delete. The festival crossing was a neon darkroom, pink lights pulsing lens, blue strobes flashing, J-pop driving the crowd wild. Riku dragged me to his gallery booth, his prints down, his hands light on my shoulders, urging me to try a new shot for his exhibit. My pulse hammered, Hokkaido scars begging me to zoom out, but Tokyo's heat humid. Electric kept me framing, my cap loose, Riku's grin pulling me deeper. "Not bad frame, King," he teased, voice low, his breath sparking a shiver. "Knew you had a vibe?" I shot back, steadier than I felt. My photographer's calm, matching his energy. My ex had snapped promises like this, all exposures until he ghosted me in 2020, leaving me to shoot alone in Hokkaido's cracked barns, my heart underexposed. Riku's touch was different, bold, yet careful, his eyes searching mine like he saw the soul beyond my lens. The music slowed, a chill techno track, and Riku stepped closer, his chest grazing mine, his call in sandalwood ink intoxicated. "Why are you blurred?" he asked, voice piercing like he knew my shadows. My throat tightened, Hokkaido's pain surging, but Tokyo's neon urged me to speak. "I don't trust editors," I confessed, voice raw, the crowd fading, just us in the neon glow. Riku's grin softened, his eyes dimming, less spark, more human. His hand still on my arm, warm, grounding. "I'm not that guy," he said, voice firm, his Tokyo lilt tinged with hurt. "Just a dude who saw your shots and couldn't swipe away." My heart twisted, his words hitting like a perfect focus, raw, clear, shaking Hokkaido's grip. Thought of my ex's flashes, but Riku's gaze was open, unguarded. The neon pulsed, Shibuya's energy wrapping us, and I wanted to believe him. But fear held me, my cap slipping, my pulse a shaky shudder. We moved to my booth, neon blue. Pink glinting off my camera, techno a soft hum, the festival's buzz fading. Riku leaned in, voice quieter, less flirty, more real. "I'm an editor," he said. "Chase frames, live for the show, but your photos, they're real, Kai, like you." His words felt sincere, but a festival goer nearby scoffed, calling Riku Shibuya's frame chaser, always curating, never staying. My stomach sank. Hokkaido scars screaming, "Delete." "That true?" I asked, voice sharp, my camera still, eyes locked on his. Riku's eyes widened, hurt flashing, but he didn't dodge. "I cure it," he said, voice low, "but I don't ghost." The neon flared, Shibuya's pulse mocking my doubt, urging me to hear him. I stood, ready to pack my gear, the neon blazing. My sneakers soft on the crossing, Shibuya's rhythm syncing with my fear. Riku grabbed my wrist, gentle, his eyes pleading, raw, unguarded. "Don't delete the shot," he said, voice cracking, cutting through the festival's hum. "I'm not your ex, Kai. Ka." My heart raced, his touch electric, Tokyo's heat urging me to stay, but Hokkaido's voice hissed, "He'll ghost." "Prove it," I challenged, voice trembling, a desperate hope. Riku's grip steadied, his eyes burning with resolve, the neon glowing brighter. Shibuya daring us to focus. Asterisk, I stepped away, the city's hum blending with the neon buzz, Riku following. His vest catching the blue and pink lights, his eyes fixed. On me, the night air was warm, a light mist off the Sumida River, Shibuya's energy alive, pulsing like a heartbeat. I knew this wasn't just a broken lens or a saved stumble. This was us, two sparks framing Tokyo's neon crossing, fighting to stick the focus. Caught in an image the city was capturing, one I wasn't sure I could trust, but couldn't crop. A light mist swept through Shibuya, Tokyo's neon blue. Signs, pink skyscraper streaks shimmering in the festival's afterglow as I walked away in April 2023. My camera heavy, my heart heavier. Riku's frame chaser label echoed too close to my ex's flashes. Hokkaido scars screaming, "Bail! Kai, wait." Riku called, chasing me, his hair damp, his brown eyes wild, desperate. "What's wrong?" he asked, voice slicing through the mist. I spun, anger flaring, cap off. "You're just a chaser," I snapped, voice raw, shaking. "I'm not your next frame, Riku." The neon flickered, the river humming, Tokyo's pulse mocking my fear, urging me to listen. Riku's face fell. His grin gone, his eyes raw, wounded, mist clinging to his hair like tears. "You believe that?" P said, voice low, cracked, heavy with pain. "I'm not your ex, Kai." Ki stepped closer, neon painting his face blue and pink, his hands open, vulnerable. "I chase art, yeah, I curate shows, but I've been burned guys who wanted my galleries, not me. Left me editing alone in 2020. My chest tightened, his story mirroring mine, Hokkaido's betrayal fading under his truth. But doubt lingered. Could I trust him? Or was Tokyo's neon just another filter? The mist softened, his eyes pleading, raw, urging me to stay. Riku grabbed my hand, his fingers warm despite the mist, his grip soft, his eyes blazing with resolve. "You're different," he said, voice steady, a vow carved in Tokyo's glow. "Your shots, your heart's eyes saw you before I knew you." My breath hitched, his words hitting like a flawless focus, raw, clear, cracking my walls. I thought of my frames, my soul poured into Tokyo's pulse, the festival's cheers lifting me. "Why me?" I whispered, voice soft, mist slowing, neon softening. "Because you're my image," he said, his hand steadying mine, grounding me. "I'm done with solos. Kai, want the frame." The mist faded, Tokyo's neon puddles glowing like stars. The rivers hum a promise overhead, Shibuya's skyline faint in the glow. I wanted to trust Riku to shed Hokkaido's pain, but trust was a shot I'd missed before. His hand anchored me, his gaze unwavering, and I felt it a shift, a click, Tokyo's energy urging me to capture. "One more frame," I said, voice low. "A test, a hope cap loose." Riku's grin returned, soft, real, and he nodded, pulling me back toward the festival, the neon brighter, my fears dissolving like mist in Tokyo's heat. We stepped back into the Neon Lens Fest, neon blue, pink embracing us, techno beats pulsing like a heartbeat, the crowd alive again. Riku's hand stayed in mine, his touch grounding me in the chaos, and I knew this wasn't just a crash. This was us, two scarred souls framing Tokyo's neon crossing, daring to focus, to trust, to land, even if it scared us both. Shibuya's heat fueling our fight. The festival wasn't just a crossing neat, was a vibe. Photo stalls lined the streets, their neon signs buzzing, selling cameras and ramen, the air thick with shutter clicks and city steam. Photographers shot nearby, their lenses humming, blue and pink lights flashing across their frames. A group of teens filmed TikToks by a glowing lens sign, their laughter blending with the J-pop bass line. My friend Haru, a printer with a fade and a rainbow wristband, caught my eye, smirking as he adjusted a print. "Kai, you're off focus," he teased, nodding at Riku. "He's got you shooting." I rolled my eyes, but my grin betrayed me. Riku's hand still in mine, grounding me. Riku's gallery booth was a Vision Prince looping urban shots, LED strips casting blue and pink hues, his TikTok clips trending with exhibit tours. A young photographer, Aiko, maybe 20, with braids and neon pins, ran up, fist-bumping Riku. "You framing him?" she asked, pointing at me. her giggle bright. Riku laughed, nudging her shoulder. Maybe he's snapping me, he said, his eyes flicking to mine, soft, real. My heart skipped, Hokkaido's shadows fading, Tokyo's neon urging me to stay. I adjusted my camera, testing a shot, the crowd cheering as Riku curated. Our rhythm syncing. Back at my booth, the neon-flared pink strobes cutting through the blue haze. The crowd denser now, hyped over my street shot. Riku stood close, flipping. His portfolio, his vest catching the glow, his eyes never leaving mine. I thought of Hokkaido, the nights I'd shot in silence, my ex's flashes fading my memory cards. Riku was different, his presence steady, his laugh a spark that lifted me. You're killing it, he whispered, leaning in, his breath warm, sparking a shiver. I grinned, my camera humming under my hands, Tokyo's heat urging me to dive. Deeper the festival wasn't just photos, it was stories. A videographer nearby recorded clips, his drone humming, blue and pink lights glinting off his lens. A drag queen in a neon scarf hyped the crowd, her voice booming. Shibuya, let's frame. My cousin Taro, who'd come from Hokkaido, watched from the crowd, his rainbow cap glinting, his nod a quiet cheer. He'd seen me crash after 2020. Knew how hard I'd fought to find my camera in Tokyo. Riku caught his eye, waving, and Taro mouthed, he's dope, making me laugh mid-click. My heart lighter than it had been in years. Riku's past wasn't clean either. Over sake at his booth, he shared Fragments 2020. A gallery that promised shows but ghosted him, leaving him curating in Tokyo's back rooms, his dreams on pause. I thought I'd lost my spark, he said, voice low, his fingers tracing the rim of his cup. Then I saw your shots, your soul in those frames. My chest tightened, his honesty a focus that landed Hokkaido's pain fading further. I shared my own scars, my ex's ghosting, the nights I'd shot alone, doubting I'd ever trust again. Riku listened, his eyes steady, his hand finding mine. A silent vow in the neon glow. The festival pulsed on, the crowd growing wilder as the night deepened, neon signs brighter against the Tokyo skyline. A group of photographers spun LED lights, their moves syncing with the techno beat. While a stall chef tossed ramen to cheering fans, Haru joined us, his print under his arm, joking, "You two are a shot, Kai." Aiko, Riku's photographer friend, visited, showing off a neon print she'd snapped, her pins flashing as she grinned. The crossing where we worked buzzed with creators, their clips now including Ustu figures, hands linked, neon lines glowing. Shibuya wasn't just a place, was our darkroom, our frame, our love. Etched in every click we landed. We wandered to Shibuya's streets, the festival's hum fading, the neon signs reflecting in puddles. The Sumidas hum a steady pulse. Riku's hand stayed in mine, his vest brushing my arm, his eyes soft, real. "You're not just a photographer," he said, voice low, cutting through the mist. "You're an image, Kaiwan, I can't stop framing." My heart surged, Hokkaido's scars silent, Tokyo's heat urging me to believe. I thought of my ex's flashes, but Riku's words were different. Re-guarded, a focus I wanted to capture. "You're not bad yourself," I said, grinning, cap loose. My pulse syncing with his. The rooftop studio above the festival glowed under Tokyo's skyline blue neon towers flashing lamps. Pinklit streets swaying. The Sumida shimmering below like a liquid frame. Riku and I sat close, my camera parked, his portfolio tucked away, our sakes sweating on the table. His brown eyes locked on mine, no longer flashing, just open, raw, vulnerable, my pulse racing. "You're still here," he said, voice soft, carrying hope, his hair catching neon. I nodded, Hokkaido scars quiet. Tokyo's heat urging me to dive. Hokkaido had taught me to hide, to shoot in dim fields, alone. My ex's flashes in 2020, a scar I carried to Tokyo. Riku's hand found mine, his fingers tracing my knuckles. His touch a spark lighting the studio, warm, electric. I've messed up, he admitted, voice raw, cutting through the neon haze. Chased galleries, trusted the wrong guys in 2020. But with you, your shots, your heart time real. My breath caught, his words vivid, like a perfect exposure, his eyes burning brown. Tokyo's skyline pulsing, his truth crashing over me. Riku stood, his silhouette framed by neon, his voice rising raw. A confession under Tokyo's stars. I'm falling for you, he said, eyes locked on mine. Neon exploding blue, pink, green, the studio, trembling with his truth. The festival pulsed below, oblivious, but my world froze. His words, a tide washing Hokkaido's fear. Leaving? Only us. I thought of my ex's cuts, but Riku was different. His gaze, his voice, his heart real. And I was falling too. I'm scared, I whispered. Cap off, voice shaky, but Riku's hands cupped my face, his thumbs brushing my cheeks. Warm, steadying. I stood, my camera forgotten, our eyes locked, tension electric, air thick with Tokyo's heat. Me too, he murmured, voice soft, but I want this, Kayumi, this city, all of it. The neon sang, blue and pink swirling, and we kissed deep, wild. The river humming below, skyline bursting, vivid, alive. The crowd cheered downstairs, unaware, but our kiss was ours, sealing a frame eternal in Shibuya's fire. Neon wrapping us in a vow we'd fight for, Tokyo's pulse fueling us. The kiss broke, foreheads touching, neon softening, Tokyo's warmth, a blanket. My camera lay forgotten, Riku's portfolio glinting, his prints of neon shots glowing hues, our montage inked in blues and pinks. We're framing this, he said, voice soft, grin bright, eyes promising more. I nodded, heart full, Hokkaido's scars fading under Tokyo's magic, a promise we could keep. This wasn't just a kiss, was us, two sparks in Shibuya's chaos. Burning bright, ready to focus love, one neon night at a time. Now, over 2 years later. In August 2025, I stand at Frame Vibe, snapping a new shot, smiling at the memory. Riku's exhibits light up our shared studio, his prints styling Tokyo's art scene, our love a frame that's kept clicking. My name is Kai, and this is our story, a gay love sparked in Tokyo's neon, fighting to shine. Will we outshine Shibuya's glow or stay lost in its vibrant dark room? Dawn broke over Shibuya that April 2023 morning. Tokyo's skyline fading as pink sunrise spilled across the river, neon signs dimming as the city stirred. Riku and I walked the streets, hands linked, my camera slung over my shoulder, his portfolio tucked under his arm. Shibuya had refocused my soul, its neon heart sparking a love I never thought I'd find. Riku's brown eyes met mine, his vest loose, smile soft, a vow brighter than the neon that brought us together. We're landing this, he said, voice steady, hands squeezing mine. Tokyo's dawn, sealing our promise, warm, real. Hokkaido was a shadow now. My ex's flashes in 2020, a faint blur, replaced by Riku's warmth, his bold prints, his heart that saw my soul through the neon haze. We built a life here, my shots ruling Shibuya's galleries, Riku's exhibits trending online, our love a frame Tokyo captured. I thought of that night, the broken lens, the saved stumble, the rooftop kiss that changed everything. Neon, painting us in blues and pinks. You're my perfect focus, I said, grinning, cap loose, voice steady, no longer afraid. Riku laughed, pulling me close, lips brushing my forehead. River humming a chorus of hope, alive, endless. I pictured us, my mind-framing shots, Riku's prints, Tokyo's skyline, a vivid montage of our love, bold and bright. Riku watched, arm around me, his touch grounding me. The streets alive with photographers, editors, city's rhythms syncing with ours. We'd faced challenges, Tokyo's rush, the world's blurs, our fears, but we were enough. Our frame stronger than any crack. Let's make it a banger, Riku said. Grin, bright eyes promising forever, or as close as Shibuya could give. Tokyo's pulse beat in us, a love story inked in neon and dawn. Shining on, the streets weren't just a path, was a dark room. A photographer shot nearby, his lens humming, blue and pink lights flashing across his frame. A biker zipped past, his lead tires glowing, shouting, "Keep the vibe, shooters." Taro, my cousin, joined us, his camera snapping candids, his smile wide. "You're framing, Kai," he said, his voice soft, knowing the weight of my Hokkaido. Days, Riku grinned, tossing him a print, and Taro laughed. The moment light, real. Tokyo's dawn, wrapping us in hope. Our studio became our hub, cameras lining the shelves. Riku's laptops glowing with exhibits. Our neon sign, buzzing frame vibe. Haru dropped by, his print tapping a beat, joking, "You two are a shot, Kai." Aiko, Riku's photographer friend, visited, showing off a neon print she'd snapped, her pins flashing as she grinned. The crossing where we worked buzzed with creators. Their clips now including two figures, hands linked, neon lines glowing. Shibuya wasn't just a place, was our darkroom, our frame, our love. Etched in every click we landed. My heart glowed. Our story vivid to boys, one city, a love that fought and won against the odds. But a question lingered, soft as the dawn mist. Could any love outlast the world's shadows? Or was this frame enough? I looked at Riku, hand in mine, a rainbow wristband matching mine, glinting in the sunrise, and knew we'd try, one neon, night at a time. Shibuya had given us a lens, and we'd captured our story bold, gay, vibrant for Tokyo's skyline to display. This wasn't just a love. This was our image, our spark, our forever, alive in Tokyo's neon shine. If this story sets your heart focusing, smash LIKE. Drop a comment with your Tokyo frame vibe and subscribe for more gay love stories. Comment, what's your neon shot? Help us hit 1,000 subscribers. Your vibe keeps these frames alive. Chase your neon and tell us, will Kai and Riku's love outshine Shibuya's glow? Or is their frame enough? My name is Kai, and this is our story, a gay love born in Tokyo's chaos, clicking bright, forever. Or as long as Shibuya's neon glows. We walked into Shibuya's crowd that morning. Hand in hand, my camera packed. Tokyo's skyline, a promise above. The neon signs flickered back on. Our darkroom, igniting our love. A gay story vivid, framing forever in Tokyo's heat. This was our montage. A love inked in Shibuya's neon heart, one sunrise at a time, for the world to see.